Taxi vlog 286. I live in interesting times. Okay, my login's been approved. Configuration, yes. Text height double, absolutely. Key beep off. Buzzer. Okay. Oh. All right. Okay, where to start? I guess I came out on Tuesday night and I had my first fare after something like a couple hours, and my next fare was another hour after that, and I think I had another fare an hour after that. By 10 o'clock I had 3 fares on and it was looking rather bleak, but then my luck kind of turned around and I got busy until 12:30, and I had about, you know, 150 on, maybe a little more. So that was just lucky. I mean, I connected for those 2 or 3 hours and just made like a bandit. But then at 12:30 I parked and I sat and waited, and I watched some videos, and I sat and waited and sat and waited. I got a little sleepy from watching videos after a while. I guess I was sitting there for about an hour, and I put the computer on my chest and it lulled me into sleep. And I should book the zone, I think. Okay, things are a bit upside down today, and I'll tell you why. I'll get to that. So, first in 25 VP, just where I want to be. So, I fell asleep, and then at 2:15 I woke up, and it didn't have me on the board. In fact, it had me booked off, so I must have missed a call. And okay, it's 2:15 in the morning. That's fine. I still have almost 4 hours to go. So I sat and I waited, and I waited, and I watched more videos, but I made damn sure I wasn't going to fall asleep. I changed the frequency on the MDT, as you witnessed me doing just moments ago, and I changed it from the high frequency that only a puppy can hear to the low frequency that I can hear when I get a call. Come on, yes. Okay, so I sat there and watched videos and sat there and watched videos. I watched videos and watched videos, and I was going quite well through my watch later pile of videos. I think it's down to 5 now. Oh, there goes a rat. Came halfway across the street and turned around, went back, which is just grand. So all is well. And I sat and waited and sat and waited, and I thought, okay, it's time to go to the gas station and fuel up. It was 5:45. As I'm pulling away to get to the gas station, beep! Well, I waited over 4 hours for the thing, so of course I went and did the call. It wasn't a terribly long one, but it was good for $15, so, you know, that helped. Then I went home and rested up. Oh, I think I had a chiropractor's appointment. They had to crack my back. 20 years of sitting in taxis. So anyhow, oh, that's nicer. It's a little better. It's a little too much. There. That's, I think, much better now. Wednesday. I came out to work and it started just like Tuesday did. Quiet, slow. Three trips by 10 o'clock. And then it did not really get busy. It didn't get busy. I sat and sat and sat. And I would get fares, but no long ones. And I didn't really connect. And at the end of the night, I had a call, take one of the deli girls to work, and I picked her up, and I noticed that the car was pulling to the right somewhat, and sure enough, my right front tire was almost flat, so I just hobbled to the next service station where I could get to a pump to pump the tire up, hoping that it wouldn't come off the bead, which it didn't. It held together intact, almost flat all the way to the pump. So I was able to pump up the right front tire. Now, early on in the shift, when I first started, there was a note waiting for me. It said, check tire pressure, check transmission oil, check coolant, check. Okay. So I had checked the tires right away. The left rear was down 10 pounds. Left front and right rear were fine. The right front, which gave me trouble later on, was up. It was higher by about 5 pounds than it should have been. That should have given me the message that there was a problem. Oh shit. So took care of that. And then when I got there to the guy's place, the owner came out and I told him, hey, the right front tire's leaking. Oh, what, did it need to replace? No, don't replace it. They were just replaced like 3 weeks ago. It just needs to be patched, repaired, you know, fixed. Okay. So he did take care of that. He patched the tire. Oh yes, there's a hockey game on. I'll get to that too. So I didn't make a lot of money. I think I made $20, and I even told him I had a rough night. I didn't make a lot of money, but I checked the transmission fluid and topped it up. I topped up everything that I was supposed to top up. The tires were good now, all four. Great, grand. So yesterday I came to work and there was a note. Check tire pressure, check oil, check transmission oil, check water, check. So first thing I do is check. Tires are all good. Had my pressure gauge on me. Transmission was down half a quart. I filled it up. Coolant. Now, water. I had never done the coolant on this particular vehicle before. So I checked to see if I could find a reservoir, and there it was. And it was low. So I thought, oh, well, maybe the radiator is low too. So I checked the radiator. But when I opened it, it went sploosh all over and I lost the rad cap. I must have looked like a total fucking idiot looking for that rad cap and going in with my light shining. It didn't land under the car, it landed on top of the transmission underneath the battery tray. So I had to figure that out with my bright light, because the dimmer light I have didn't make a difference. So I got in there, and after about 10 minutes of fumbling and messing around, I got the rad cap. And then what I did was I topped off the radiator and I topped off the overflow, and then it was going okay, but it was the engine was running bad, and I was having trouble with the management computer. The management computer would cut out and not work properly when you unless you shut the ignition off and start it up again, and then hopefully that would reset the engine management and transmission computer and make it work properly, and usually it did. Last night I was having trouble with the heating too, and so I asked the former owner, I called him on the phone, I asked him, where's the bleeder valve? Oh, got a call already. Where's the bleeder valve for the, because he was talking about a bleeder valve at some point. Oh, you're going to go slow now, are you? Oh, fuck. Okay. People driving in your blind spot. So anyways, I nursed it. I found the bleeder. He said it was a 10mm hex nut near the antenna, which was bullshit. Actually, it was a little yellow stopcock at the top of the radiator. So I managed to bleed it a few times. I even looked at YouTube videos to find out how to do this properly, and I did it properly about 4 or 5 times as the night went on. And I kept putting coolant in, and there was clearly a problem. Anyway, it was a nightmare night. I nursed it along, and I made myself some money. I made about $100 and something for the first week after New Year's. That's not too bad. So I checked the transmission fluid at the end of the shift. I topped off the coolant. I did everything, and I parked it. Great. I was worried all day for some reason. I said, oh, I hope I don't have to go through that kind of nightmare again, especially on a Friday night, which is now. And I opened up my phone. I turned my phone on when I came to work, and the phone was, well, I put it on. There was a couple messages. A message from Jay, who was the owner of the car I used to drive a year ago. Then a message from Mo, the guy who sold the van just a week ago to this new guy. And he said, well, one guy said, left a message that he blew the engine, and the other one left a message that he blew the transmission. So I called Mo. He's the guy who sold the van to him. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, he saw the smoke coming out and kept driving and saw the smoke coming out and seized the engine. We knew the head gasket was on the way out. But Mo didn't give a shit because he was selling the business. He sold the business, he sold the car, and this new guy took it over and he seized the engine. So now maybe he'll have the thing fixed so I don't have to nurse it along anymore. I'll tell you when I'm driving tonight in just a moment. I'm supposed to pick up around this corner. Well, it's about 9 hours since I talked to you last. I got about 340 on or so. Oh, another call. Yeah. Yeah, okay, another call. So, I've done reasonably well tonight. I've still got about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to go if I want it. And I think I'll work it, you know. Might as well make some money now while let me just put my glasses away in here. There we go. Make some money while I can, because I don't know if I'll be working tomorrow night. The other cab is not drivable. So what happened was I called our office as soon as I found out that that engine had been destroyed, or transmission, or both. Probably both, because they both had issues. And called our office to find out if there were any taxis available. And they said lots of luck. So I called my friend who owns this one. That's the car I used to drive up until the beginning of December last year. And I asked him, how would you like to take the night off? And he says, well, I'm just stepping out to go to a hockey game. If you want to use my car, come and get it. So here I am. I salvaged my Friday. Like I said, I've done pretty good. It seems to be continuing to do pretty good. So if nothing really memorable happens between now and a couple hours from now, hope yours is better than mine. And if I'm working tomorrow, I guess I'll vlog about that too.